Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet and all things related to the carnivore diet and a few other miscellaneous odds and ends. Today, I've got a couple of subjects to cover. As soon as I remember what they were, I always do this, the second I turn the camera on. I forget what I was going to talk about. It takes me a few minutes to catch back up to where I was. But for those of you new to the channel, let's go on over this way just a little bit. There's a family over there. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. What you're seeing, you're looking at this wondering, what's this old weird guy doing with a camera on his head talking about health and nutrition? Well, if you consider that just under 8 months ago, I could not stand for more than 2 to 2.5 minutes without severe pain in my back, my hips, my knees. And now I'm out here, not just walking, but hiking on a trail. That's what you're watching. Basically, you're just watching me hike and walk, depending on the day. I'm just here to show you that it's never too late to take control of your life. I'm almost 60 years old, and here I am out on the trail. Okay, I'm back in just like that with the magic of editing, but I haven't actually walked along the edge of the cliffs here in a while, so I thought I'd do that in the opening for those of you that are new to the channel, so you can actually see the best view of this park that I walk in. It's a state park. It's called Cliffs of the Neuse, Neuse State Park. That's the Neuse River down there. And for this opening little bit, I'm just going to be quiet and let you guys take the view in for a few moments. While I'm doing this, walking along the edge here, I do need to say thank you to David. David left me a super thanks. Thank you very much. Any donation helps the channel out greatly. Unbelievable. Absolutely fabulous. But yeah, I've had a couple of people ask, I don't even remember what the name of the disease is, or it's not even really a disease, it's just the condition. As people get older, they tend to lose muscle. But everything I have found shows that the carnivore diet can help combat that, because you're getting plenty of protein and plenty of fat to help build those, keep your muscle mass. But then of course I do still encourage some movement, not before you're ready. You gotta make sure that your body's healed from all the other stuff before you start into an exercise program. So I'll have some more thoughts on that down the trail, plus some other thoughts. I'm going to walk down. There's this little, I haven't actually seen this before. I guess I never walked all the way down to this end. There's kind of an overlook spot down here with rails all around. But I'm not sure why you'd put an overhang spot here, because the view's mostly blocked by trees. But it's not bad. Okay, that was cool. Oh, and you can sort of see the cliffs over there from here. Nice. Okay, well, I'm going to get down to some walking. My plan for today, of course, all plans are subject to change. Oh, yeah, I did those big miles yesterday, so I'm not going to go super far today. But I did want to get out and get onto the trail. I'm going to start here, and I parked that top parking lot again, right up here by the cliffs. I'm going to go down the 350-yard trail, the connector trail, and then take the other connector trail over the top to the lake, to that bench I like. And then depending on how I feel from there, I'm going to do at least the Galax Trail and maybe the Bird Trail again. And then back up to here. That should be somewhere between 4 and 4.5 miles, which after that big miles yesterday, that should be plenty. I did add another liter of water to my backpack to make it a little heavier. Now it's about the same weight that it was before. But yeah, because of this downhill, let me turn around here. Oh, I don't have to turn around. I got the bob cam on. Because this trail starts downhill and there's some washout ruts and things in it. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys in my pocket and get my trekking poles working, and I will see you guys on down the trail. I usually go up that hill there, up those steps, but I just for the first time noticed there's a sign down over here with the alternate access to the Bird and Galax Trail. I've never been down this way before, so let's see where it goes and how it gets there. This should be fun. And of course, 15-20 steps into it, there's a bunch of roots here. Oh, I sort of know where I'm at here. This is those steps I've seen coming from the other direction when I do the Bird Trail loop. Ooh, hole there. Sorry, I'm trying to talk to you when I'm doing something that's a little bit sketchy. Oh, look at that. Cute little, tiny little waterfall. But you can hear the water running here. Ooh, this is a little damp, a little sloped. I don't want to end up in the water. That's a huge step. I'm just going to have to go around it on the side. Judging by the footprints, a lot of people have had that thought. Bypass those triple-sized steps. But yeah, most of the things I could find, like I said, I don't even remember what it was called, but the tendency of older people to begin losing muscle mass. Most of those people are on the SAD diet or some modified form of the SAD diet. And it just seems to me that first healing our problems with a good carnivore diet that's lots of fat and lots of protein will help stave off the muscles losing some mass as we get older. And then as we get out there and do some movement, that will actually help build the muscles, or at least keep them from losing. This is a fun find spot. I remember this from my previous travels out here. Well, it's been raining a lot and foggy a lot. It was a little muddy right over there. You guys see this red circle here? In hiker terms, that's called a blaze. It's a trail marker. When you come to spots where the trail is not strictly marked, or not, this is obvious. This is a well-traveled trail. But when you get to spots where you're not sure which way to go, or you're not exactly sure if that's the trail or an animal path, from any of those spots, as long as you know what color blaze the trail that you're on is using, then you should be able to travel towards that blaze and you'll still be on the trail. Like if you're through hiking the Appalachian Trail, they use wide white paint slashes. And then the side trails that lead down to water are the same type of blaze, only they're done in blue. And that sort of makes sense. Just a little bit of hiking knowledge, just in case you were curious. Or if you have your own state park to go out to, and you find yourself in a spot where you're not sure which way to go, if you're at one of those places where you're not sure, you should be able to look down the trail in all directions and see the color or blaze you're on. That's where they put them. And when they use them most is in the spots where you're not quite sure where you're going. Okay, well, now that I sort of know where I'm at, I'm going to get back down to some more hiking here, and I'll see you guys on down the trail. I turned the camera back on. So I got this big step here that I wanted to show you. For those of you that are new to the channel, you've never seen this little section before. But I think it was a good call for me not to go the direction I have to take those big steps. That big set of steps. Because my knees are feeling a little bit on the steps. I think I've always gone that way. I don't know where this goes, but we're going to take it and find out. Because it's obviously a trail. At least I hope it's a trail. Yeah, it is a trail, I just don't know where it goes. So let's go get lost together. Let's cue the music. Well, I'm back at the bird trail on the loop that I didn't take when I took that side trail. I didn't know where it was going. You guys saw that went a long way around. When I get up here to these steps, they go back down to that little bridge that I crossed early. I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to sit down. Because according to my GPS, I just crested the 4-mile mark, and I have not sat down yet. Which is, you know, a good step forward in my training. I don't usually go quite that far without sitting down. Usually 2.5 miles is about the max. I'm not as tired as I would think I would be, but I am starting to get to the point where I'd like to sit down for a bit. Doesn't have to be a long sit down break, just a little bit of a sit down break. So I finally remembered the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to wait till I navigate this, because this is a hard spot on this trail. Okay. But Dr. Barry just put out another video. I think it was 2 days ago. I'm assuming most of you have seen it, but for those that have not, he was looking at a study done on, you remember yesterday, well, it was on LDL. Remember either yesterday's video or the day before, I was talking about looking at a collection of studies, but only comparing them to one hard endpoint. And if you have enough people, while it's still not proof on cause and effect, it can give you a fairly good overview of what's going on. And, oh man. Now the camera's gone. There it is. Oh, good grief. Okay. I don't think anything's broken. Fall number 1 in the books. Oh, now I got to figure out how to get back up there. Oh. Okay. Well, there's the tumble I just took. I'm going to go on around this way to get out. Well, what was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, LDL. But they took a bunch of studies and looked at one hard endpoint: death. And they were looking at statin use and LDL levels. And it showed a surprising thing. Again, this is not proof. It's not evidence. It's not cause and effect, because that would require an actual scientific experiment. But it showed on the hard endpoint of death that there was basically statistically no difference between an LDL cholesterol of about 100 all the way up to 250. I mean, it was at the zero line and then went up to the 0.5 and +1 risk by the time you got that high. The surprising thing on this study was that as you lowered LDL below 70, which is what those new superstatins are trying to do. Let me make sure that lens is clean on this camera so that you guys can actually see what's going on here. Yep, okay. No worse for the wear. My right shoulder hurts a little bit, but that's to be expected. That's what I landed on. Got to watch out for those roots hidden by the leaves. Started to trip. Almost caught myself, but then it's too close to the edge. And well, you guys saw the results of that. I think from now on when I do this bird trail, I have to take my road protectors off and start using my spikes on the trekking poles out here. Must have bit my lip just a little bit because I got just a little bit of a fat lip. Not huge, just a little. But anyway, the surprising part of this LDL study. Okay, here I am back. Yeah, it looks like I'm bleeding a little bit there. No big deal. It's mostly dried. It has stopped now, for the most part. I'll clean it up when I get home. But, yeah, the interesting part of the study was that, you know, these new superstatins and the new guidelines, they're trying to get people's LDL cholesterol below 70. Well, this study shows that the hard endpoint on this, which is death, the hard endpoint goes to 2 to 2.5 times risk mark below 70, which is what the new guidelines are calling for, and death being all-cause mortality. So the chart going higher just barely creeps up a little bit, but the chart as you get lower below 70, it's whew. So I highly suggest that you read, or at least watch that video of Dr. Berry's, maybe even click the links down in his show notes, as he calls them, where you can actually read the studies for yourself. But I'm going to now try to get back up off this step that I've sat on and head on up the hill to the truck. It's quite a ways up to the truck yet. I'll let you know what the rough mileage is, either when I get back to the truck or in a little ending spot after the credits. It just depends on how I feel. I do want to get back to the house and get my forehead cleaned up. It figures the bracket that holds the bob cam is what dug into my forehead. Well, that was fun. I hope the footage on that came out. I mean, that'd be awesome. Now that it's over and I'm not seriously hurt as far as I can tell. That makes for some good YouTube. Okay, guys, I'll see you on up the trail. Well, here we are. Back at the house. Got myself cleaned up. Walked over to the nursery, got myself a little Band-Aid. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. But I think I jammed my... The angle's going to look a little weird because my right shoulder's still hurting quite a bit. So I don't think anything's broken. I think I just jammed it a little bit. So I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the day, but I wanted to... Let me set this up here. Maybe that'll work out a little bit. Oh, that's a little crooked now. There we go. Okay. So that happened. But all in all, I mean, I'm pretty pleased I managed to get up off the ground without taking my pack off. I managed to get up off the ground. I mean, 8 months ago, I'd have been laying there waiting for somebody to come along and help me because I couldn't have got up. I couldn't have gotten to where I was at, but I fell, of course, but I also couldn't... Okay, I'm back. But yeah, I couldn't have gotten to where I fell, but I also, you know, I couldn't have gotten up off the ground 8 months ago. And even if I'd been somewhere like that and fallen, I couldn't have walked all the way back out because I ended up walking about another 1.5 miles, I think it was. I don't remember exactly where I was at when I fell, but it ended up being 5.27 miles today. There was that new trail that I showed you. You couldn't really see it in the camera footage, but there was a lot of up and down elevation change in that. So I think this is probably a good place to end this. I'll let you guys know in tomorrow's video how I feel in the morning. Have a great day, everyone. Don't forget to get out there, be 1% better, and I will see you tomorrow.